Private First Class Joseph McRae. What did you see? You had been AWOL for months, and for the first time we see you, we catch you with an unconscious test subject attempting to enter containment zone through the maintenance route. That is odd behavior, and is an unauthorized one at that.
Please, just let me go. You don't understand. You wouldn't understand. Just kill me. Just fucking kill me.
We've got all day. You're not going anywhere until we get a clear answer. Then, your wish for euthanization may be granted depending on the circumstance.
I saw everything. I saw it all. I saw what they had been hiding down there. What they truly had been hiding. It would make any other man go insane, just as I did. It had began during the incident 14A. I was in the containment zone, alone, until I was intercepted by a group of armed test subjects. But these weren't just your average test subjects. They were much worse. I had held down the hallway to Unit 3. I had terminated about 3 of them, but I was grazed in the leg and hit in the arm. They had me surrounded. I had no choice but to surrender. I had thought that this was it. This was the end for me. Perhaps freedom from this endless purgatory, this fucking hell that I had not fully realized yet. But they had other plans, other intentions, a fate worse than death. One of them pulled out a syringe, a strange white liquid filled inside of it. They had forcefully held me down, trying to roll up the sleeve of my suit, looking for a vein. I pleaded for them to stop, but they laughed as if they got off to my suffering. Those sick fucks. Eventually, they overpowered me and the strange substance was injected into my bloodstream. At first, I did not feel anything. They all backed away from me, staring down at me on the floor, as if they were expecting something to happen. Of course, something did happen, but not in the way they had expected. A sudden urge rushed through my veins. I could feel this sudden spike of energy, the dopamine flooding the receptors of my brain. Despite my injuries, I had quickly gotten up. The fucking idiots forgot to properly disarm me. I pulled out my sidearm, and in a matter of seconds, they were on the ground, pools of blood leaking from the back of their head as it spilled across the pavement. There was a surviving test subject that I did not kill, however, that was among the group. It was a young, seemingly innocent-looking woman, with fear in their eyes and the face of despair. Yet this same face had not been present just minutes ago when I was the one on the floor, pleading for help, pleading for mercy. Whatever they had injected into me earlier, it was not done there yet. It was harder to control my cognitive thoughts. I felt like I was losing control over my brain. Something was inside of my brain, and I needed to get it out. It was like a voice, a second person inside of my brain. No, sharing my brain, a second subconscious. Its influence over me was near irresistible, corrupting even. I could not control myself. I had grabbed the woman, easily overpowering her as she screamed and cried for help, but there was no one listening, and no one to save her, just as there was no one to save me. This second conscious inside of me, it gave me clear instructions that had a sudden obligation to follow. I continued to drag the woman by her hair across the pavement and towards Specimen 001's containment chamber. The sounds of her screams were drowned out by the alarms. I had brought her before the giant pool of white liquid in front of me. I looked in her eyes, and she looked back, giving one last desperate plead. She immediately understood what I was going to do, and had asked me to kill her. Deep down, despite what they had did to me, I wanted to mercy kill her. But the voice, it was irresistible. I shoved her into this mass of white liquid, large tentacles retracting from underneath as it pulled her within, never to be seen again. Since then, it seemed to be aware of its advantages with its control over my mind. Instead of meeting the same fate as the woman, It had other intentions for me. It realized if I had been turned just like her, I would be another mindless idiot among the halls waiting to be melted alive by a patrolling recon. It instructed me to capture more people, preferably test subjects to feed it. Otherwise it would turn me if I failed to meet these demands. It was a mutual agreement, and I did everything I could to uphold my end of the deal.
I see. Thank you for your time. End it here.